Hello, I'm Joachim Duplessis. Welcome to the HTS Epoll. It's your opportunity to weigh in on the most pressing issues of the day. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force has announced plans to implement body-worn cameras, a move officials say will enhance transparency and accountability in civilian police interactions. Proponents argue these devices can provide objective evidence, de-escalate confrontations, and protect both officers and the public by offering a comprehensive record of encounters from start to finish. However, critics often raise concerns about privacy implications, the potential for selective recording, and the substantial costs associated with data storage and management. The effectiveness of body cameras in truly fostering trust and reducing misconduct remains a subject of ongoing debate, with varied outcomes observed in different jurisdictions worldwide. Despite these considerations, many law enforcement agencies are increasingly adopting this technology as a measure to modernize policing and respond to public demand for greater oversight. This initiative by the RSLPF seeks to capture a more complete narrative of incidents, moving beyond partial civilian recordings that often lack full context. The force anticipates that reliable footage will bolster accountability and guide officer conduct. So we asked, do you think that the RSLPF's new body-worn cameras will improve public transparency and public trust? We took to the streets to get your opinion, and here's what you had to say.
I welcome the introduction of the body cams to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. I believe that it will not only protect the citizenry, but it will also protect police officers. Many times we only see one side of the story captured from people's from their phones and cameras, and we never get the incident from when it actually started. And that will give us it will give the authorities a better understanding of what happened, and justice will be able to be dispensed evenly.
They need it because there's times we're on the road, they're on the road, the people is causing problem. For them to have proof, if they don't have that, they don't have proof. If they have this, they have proof with what's going on. It's good to have it, and a lot of people will see the benefit of it. Some people recording things and they never see no proof of it. So I hope they do well with it too.
It's a good initiative, it's a good idea, but they need to have legislation which governs how the police use it, so it benefits both the police officer and the victim at hand, or the criminal, or the person being apprehended. So we understand the full situation, not half from the video cameras, from cell phones, but directly from the action happening between the police and the victim.
To some extent, yes, I must say. But then we have to look at this thing very carefully. That must be put in a way where you find the officers themselves cannot tamper with that. There is a main office, a main lab that controls this thing, so you can have a proper reading where nothing is being tampered with by the officers themselves. That's how I see it, but I support it 100% in case that it will be controlled to the fullest, where the officers themselves cannot change anything about it, they cannot tamper with it.
It's a good project, I see what they have there for them. And you see, it's good for the police, it's good for the public. Like old people say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So let me deal right now. Yeah, it's good. I like it. When they start recording from start to finish, it's a good evidence for the court too, because sometimes they accuse the police wrongfully, or they accuse the civilians wrongfully too. So it's good for both parties.
Because I think it would serve both the police and the public, in that you would have an accurate representation of the scene, whatever happens on a scene where the police is involved. But that also must be followed with proper legislation to ensure that it is done properly, because anytime you have introduced new things, you must ensure that the legislation is in place to ensure that it works properly. So I think this is a very welcome intervention, and I think that it is going to serve both the public and the police in very good stead.
Because it's a good thing that they will see the stats and the finishing of anything that happened. It's a very good thing. Sometimes people record things on the cell phones, and it's not so it happened. At times it wasn't there from the beginning. They just have what happened in the middle, and they don't have the end. So the police what the police have, it's good. They will have everything.
It's a good thing. I see it all over YouTube where the American police, they're wearing it. But providing that it is not tampered with, that would be good. It has to be stayed on during the confrontation or during the search or during whatever it is until the end of the search. And you need to have an independent body that will review the information and make sure that it stays as authentic as it can. It's a good thing.
But then for everything else, there might be a few disadvantages, but at the front of my mind, I think yes, it would be it's a good initiative. I only hope that there is legislation in place to cover the use of body cams, as well as admission of the whatever footage in court. So there has to be legislation to cover such things. I also think that it adds a level of professionalism, responsibility on the part of the officers to the police force. So and also the public may gain a little more confidence in the work of the police, because you know that whatever it is that they're doing is being recorded, because sometimes you see some of us in the public do accuse the police sometimes of abuse and overuse of power. So I think the use of a body cam would give the public some more confidence in the police.
Now to our new discussion. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force has recently confirmed the untimely and suspicious death of K9 Constable Tyson, a highly valued police dog whose contributions to national security were significant, particularly in major narcotics and weapons operations. This unfortunate incident has prompted a full criminal investigation, including a post-mortem examination to ascertain the circumstances surrounding his passing. The RSLPF has publicly affirmed its commitment to a thorough and independent probe addressing mounting public concerns regarding potential internal breaches or external influences. They have assured the populace that all necessary measures, including forensic testing, interviews, and a comprehensive review of K9 deployments, are being undertaken to ensure accountability and justice. Given the gravity of this development and the explicit assurance from the RSLPF of an uncompromised investigation, we ask, are you confident that the ongoing probe into the death of the K9 officer will culminate in a successful resolution, identifying any culpable parties and upholding the principles of justice? Remember, our Epoll team is always on the go to get your responses as well. Watch the HTS News Force from 7 p.m. for the results and a new discussion.